This is a HeadGum podcast.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to A Funny Feeling Podcast. I'm Betsy Sidaro.
And I'm Marcy Jarrow. This is a podcast where comedians tell us their paranormal experiences, and we listen to yours as well.
Oh, yeah. And if you have one of these paranormal experiences that you want to share with us, please email it to us at funnyfeelingpod@gmail.com.
Now get cozy.
And prepare yourself to be scared silly.
This is a Funny Feeling podcast. Betsy Brown.
Marcy.
Betsy Browntown. Do.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Oh,
hell yeah, dude.
slap and a bass, bass.
Boom, 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 boom. Take the bass for a walk. Doom, 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 doom,
That's the kind of cool bass music I'm playing. It is a stand-up bass. If you thought it wasn't,
it's gotta be a stand-up bass, man.
That would be, if I could play an instrument, I think a cello would be what I'd like to play.
Well, that's essentially...
It's similar.
Because according to School of Rock, that's essentially a bass.
Probably could be played.
Cello, you got a bass.
Cello.
Cello would be cool. You should learn cello.
Okay, after French, I'm going to learn. After I master the French foreign language, I'm going to take on cello.
Do you feel like you are musically able, or like, do you feel you have the musical ability?
Like I'm not tone deaf, so that's
okay.
But I don't have like when people are like, I have perfect pitch. I do not, absolutely do not. But
No way.
And I have, in junior high, I played the clarinet, but I didn't go very far with it. And then in high school, I played guitar for a little while.
Okay.
So like I can do like basic, I can understand, I can learn to read music, right? I wouldn't say I could do it great now, but if you remind me, then I'll remember it and I can do it.
Okay.
But it's something is very hard about both the clarinet and the guitar is that you have to be able to do small finger motions over it. You have to have like a certain amount of dexterity that is.
I do not understand how instruments work.
You have to put your fingers on and put pressure, and it's like it's a physical job.
Yeah, but how much?
Well, it depends on what you want it to sound like. Yeah,
I know. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. I don't want to get it. I'll listen to it, but that's it.
Do you think you could? So you don't think you could do it? Are you?
No.
Are you sure?
I want to learn drums. I think that would be cool.
I could see you being a drummer.
Thank you.
I
That's
think of you as
that's
animal.
Such a nice compliment. Thank you.
You're animal.
I think of myself as animal a little bit. Like just drums would be so fun.
Now, can you? I mean, you can't. You do dance, right? That's like you do Dance Revolution kind of things, right?
I love Just Dance.
I honestly think that's very like if you can learn how to move your arms and legs independently of each other. And like tell them to do different things rhythmically.
Yeah.
That's drumming,
okay.
right?
Okay, maybe. Yeah, I think so.
It's like on the like boom, 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 boom. And then like see, I can't even do it with my yeah.
Right.
Can you
tough.
pat your head and rub your tummy?
Yeah, but I have to really like think about it. But then I get into a groove.
Can you do it to Welcome to Paradise? Welcome to paradise. It was funny.
I'll try it.
When I was learning guitar, I feel like Green Day songs were really easy because they only have like 3 chords in each of them.
Fantastic.
But I
feel that sounds about right. I feel with all the people I knew not even a ton, but the people I knew who did learn guitar, it was always kind of like, and here's a Green Day song. Like,
I think their music later got more complicated, but their like earlier stuff was like pretty simple or like whole.
right. I love though how cool it sounds and simple, you
Yeah.
know? So good.
Like just like go and it's like a little
Yeah.
triangle.
Just
Anyway,
go fast and over again. That's all we want.
someone who knows anything about music is like, God, they're so stupid. I wish they'd
Yeah,
stick to
shut
talking
the
about
fuck
ghosts.
up, man. Yeah, you don't even know much about ghosts,
Yeah.
and you know nothing about fucking music. Shut up.
You have consistently put out this podcast for, I think, 7 or 8 years, nonstop every week. And I know absolutely, you don't even remember stories you've read. You've done them repeatedly. And now you're trying to tackle a new subject. No.
Please stop. Please stop.
I always say that, like, the funniest thing about being a human is no matter how long you do it, no one can ever master walking.
No.
Because you will trip and fall. It is inevitable.
Yes, you'll bump, you'll bonk,
You'll
bump,
bonk?
you'll bonk, you'll boing into stuff. Even like, I'll still nail like doorways in the house that I've been living in for 12 years.
Well, that's because you got your big BBL. And so, like, you don't know your dimensions anymore.
Imagine I got one of a BBL. How funny would that be?
Just a really, like, hip focus BBL.
Yeah, fun. That would be so funny.
What a
Because I
funny
have such
prank.
a flat butt, and now like to have a nice big old booty would be wild.
Oh, big old can on the back.
I would on purpose and not on purpose knock stuff over constantly.
Oh,
I'd go to art museums and they're like, no.
antique shops.
Antique shops. Sorry.
Clatter, clatter, clatter. I was gonna ask you, has anything spooky? Because you're on travel right now, sort of,
I
for work.
am.
Anything spooky happening in the Great North?
You know, not so. I had to move hotel rooms because I found out I was going to be staying here way longer, and the hotel was like, "Oh, some renovations are going to be happening right underneath my old room, so we're going to move you." And they moved me into a bigger room, like just a bigger, longer room, and there are a couple of closet doors that don't close unless you really like, slam it. And so there have been a couple of times where I'll like go put a coat away or something, and then I'll just hear like a dung 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 dung, dung, like the door hitting the thing.
Oh.
Or I'll like come out in the morning and a door will be open and I'll be like, "What, dude?" But I think it's just more shoddy carpentry than it is a spooky.
Yeah.
I don't get any bad vibes. There is a long dark hallway. Let me show you.
Oh.
Can you see it at all?
Uh-huh. It
Like,
goes
there's a
down to the
long-
toilet.
No, the toilet's closer. That goes to the door. There is a long dark hallway that I like right before bed 2 nights ago had to be like, don't imagine a big spooky, that ghost in It Follows that looks like Dan Lippert.
Yes. Yeah, it looks like Dan Lippert, like,
But like spooky Dan
spooky,
Lippert.
older Dan Lippert, yeah.
Horrifying Dan Lippert. I was like, now don't imagine that guy
I'm
walking
going
down the
to send
hallway.
Dan Lippert to your hotel room.
Please don't.
Give him some,
When we watched It Follows and that part came up, Mano and I at the exact same time screamed out, "Spooky Dan Lippert!" But other than, no bad vibes or anything.
That's good.
Just yeah.
It's funny because, like, Dan Lippert has been in a horror film, but he wasn't the scary part of it.
No, he was so good and funny in it. If you should all check out Paranormal Activity, the most recent one that's on Paramount Plus, I think. Right. What was it? Let me find the actual name.
I don't know.
Because it's like
I don't even know the things I'm in, what they're called.
paranormal activity.
And I'm only in
Next
two
of
things.
Kin.
Next of kin. Is he yes, he has like a weird, funny little page boy haircut, right?
Yes. They give him a really funny haircut.
It's perfect.
He's really great in the movie. So y'all should check it out.
I gotta say, Dan Lippard's kind of great in everything he does.
He's fantastic in everything he does.
One of the actual standouts of the comedy community.
Yes. He's so great.
What a great guy. Fuck
How about
him.
you? Anything spooky?
Fuck
How's
him.
your house creaking and
It's been good, I think. Although the other night there were a bunch of coyotes like being like
whoa.
so, but yeah, so far
intense.
I feel like there are always noises, but I'm just like, that's just the house settling. That's just the house not having a mudslide.
Right.
So,
Right.
knock on wood. Beep boop 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 boop.
Beep bop bop beep boop bop.
But I know where I can find some spooky stuff, and that's right here on this podcast.
Pew, pew. Hell yeah, brother.
Oh yeah, Bushwhacker
Nice.
Brothers. Remember those guys?
In your armpits. No.
The Bushwhacker twins
no.
from the WWE.
Funny. I'm looking them up right now.
Let's see if
Whacker.
Bushwhacker twins
And those
WW
twins.
and twins. They lick their armpits when they come out. The Bushwhackers.
Oh, funny. I'm looking at them right now.
They're New
They
Zealand.
lick their arm.
Yeah, licking their armpits.
Okay, they are ringing a little bit of a bell. I never got crazy into wrestling, but I had friends who were super into it.
I just had a brother. And when you
And
have a
that's
brother,
enough.
you don't have a choice but to watch wrestling. If you're a little sister to a brother and you're kind of close in age, that's your life.
I bet.
And being treated like he used to call me little brother. Come on, little brother.
Oh, that's so cute. Come on, little brother. I'm little sister.
And it's funny because I would do whatever, but I'm not. I wouldn't say I was particularly tomboyish, but I also
Right.
was like very much like whatever. I want my brother to like me.
Whatever you want.
Hit me with a stick, that's fine. Hit me with a bat, that's fine.
That's awesome.
He was
We're having a good time.
He was constantly hurting me, but not on purpose, just being like a dumb boy.
Just being a dumb boy, man.
He hit me in the eye with a baseball bat, and my eyelid had to be sewn back on my face.
Wait, how do you? Ouch!
And then
Like he swung a bat and hit you in the eye.
I was standing behind him, and he just did a real follow through swing, and it cracked me right in the eye across the brow bone, and then came right off my face. So, my parents had to rush me to the hospital.
God.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Stitch me. My mom she made them wait for a plastic surgeon to come. She made them call in a plastic surgeon.
And make sure, to be like, what do if we?
Because they were like,
need to do
anybody can sew it back on. And she's like, I want a plastic surgeon to do it.
anything? Yeah, I don't want anybody can sew it back on, like Shaky Samuel over there.
Yeah,
Let me sew it.
Put out the Siggy and Little Brothers. All right, let me get into some spooky shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Hey, Betsy Sidaro, Marcy Jaro. I love that your guys' last names rhyme. Anyways, I've got two quick little ditties for you. One's a story, one's more of like setting the scene, and I can't believe I didn't get haunted. And this first one, trigger warning, talking about death and post-mortem care. So I am a nurse now, but this is back when I was in nursing school and I was a CNA, certified nurse's assistant, which is a rough job. And I worked this is back when I worked in an adult hospital. I work with children now, but I worked in an adult hospital, and as a CNA, I fairly often had to do post-mortem care, which is, let me specify, it was like 99% of the time, it wasn't really that sad because, they were very old and on hospice and had said their goodbyes, and, that was kind of the goal. So, but still a little sad, still a little bittersweet, maybe. Anyways, I would have to do the post-mortem care, which is, just general wiping up of the body. There's a lot of gross stuff that I could talk about, but I'm gonna leave that out. If you guys want to know some tips and tricks that I picked up and had to learn while doing that, I can make another video. And if you do not want to hear that, I understand. So anyway, so you just kind of do some cleaning, and it kind of depends if there's any family who wants to come by and see them first. But if there's not, or if that's already done, then you literally what is referred to as bag and tag, which is, you put them in the body bag and you put the tag on their toe. There's, the toe tag, like you see in movies. We actually do that still. That kind of blew my mind. Anyways, I would have to do that. And then the worst part, though, is I would have to then roll the body on the stretcher down to the morgue. And the morgue was in the basement. And the basement is kind of creepy. And basement of every hospital, kind of creepy. I've been in a few. And the morgue, I've heard that they have since fixed this problem, and you can now badge in and out like you can anywhere else in the hospital. But at the time that I worked there, 7 years ago, you could not, and you had to go to this weird office that was down the hall. And also, to set the scene, I worked night shift. I worked night shift for my first 5 years working in hospitals. So this is, I was in the middle of the night and I'm down in this hospital basement alone, and I had to go to this office, and there was always one or two people, usually older women in there who were always kind of cranky. I think they were the hospital operators, but I'm not 100% sure. And they would have a key, and I'd have to sign out this key, and then I would have to, with the body just chilling, waiting for me in the hallway, and then I would go back into the hallway and roll the stretcher down the length of a hallway to the morgue. And you have to unlock the morgue and pull the stretcher in there. And the morgue was weird. It was this small little room, the size of a closet, with a refrigerated closet in it. And that's where you would have to put the bodies. And it could fit 2 full-size stretchers and 1 baby stretcher in there at a time. But sometimes you would have to kind of play Tetris to make them all fit. And usually there was only 1 in there at a time, thankfully. But the scariest part was if you went all the way into that first room, the door is heavy and it wants to shut, but if it shuts, you will be locked in there. You cannot get out of there. Doesn't matter that you have a key. There's no handle. There's no, you will be locked in there. I don't know who designed that. And phones didn't work down there, not the internal hospital phones, and my cell phone didn't get service in there. So one time it came dangerously close to closing, and I lunged, jumped at the door and just barely caught it before it closed. And that was maybe the scariest moment of my life, because I don't know how long I would have been trapped down there. Honestly, with my coworkers, they could have been a whole day. I'm not gonna lie. And so that was always terrifying. So other than that, though, nothing, I never really had any spooky experiences, but I think it was also just because I was working night shift and in nursing school and so tired that I think a ghost could have jumped out right in front of my face, and I would have just been oh, okay, cool. Anyways, so that's story, situation, whatever, spooky mood, number 1. My story, my second story is about seeing the man in the hat, and also knowing that I could not rely on my old neighbors if I were to ever get, if anyone were to ever break in or try to kill me or something. Short story, I was getting night terrors, and this happened to me a couple times, but one time in particular was the worst. And I don't think it was true, what is it called? Paralysis? No, I'm blanking on the term. I know you guys are saying it. But because I could still move, but I just was like frozen with fear. But I'd like just woken up, and I think I was still like half in like a dream state. And it looked like there was this really tall man standing right next to my bed, and I couldn't make out any features. It seemed like he was maybe wearing a hat, but like other than that, it was just like this tall, shadowy figure, but like had the vibes of a man. And I screamed bloody murder, like was screaming, help me, oh my God, help me. And my poor dog, I have a French bulldog, Harley. She's the greatest. I'm petting her right now because she's jealous I'm talking to someone else. And she's just looking at me like I'm fucking nuts. And I'm screaming, help me, oh my God. And then I like blink a couple times and I realize there's no one there. And it's like 2 a.m, 3 a.m, something like that. And so I stayed up for like another hour because I'm like, oh God, I live in an apartment. For sure, someone probably called the cops, and the cops are going to come and be like, are you okay? Or like a neighbor's going to come. No one came, which I think that's actually the scariest part of this story is that I was screaming with my whole chest and nobody came or said anything. But also, as just a side note, a couple years later, I was still living in that same apartment complex. And a couple years later, I was trying to leave for work in the morning. I had made it to day shift. And there was a ton of cops. And it was like the building right across from mine, but like we're pretty close. And I was like, what's going on? And I remember being like so annoyed that all these cop cars were like in my way, like when I'm trying to get to work. And I'm like, oh my God. And I found out later that someone was murdered in the building across from me. And I lived in like I lived in like a suburb outside. I'm from Chicago, and I now live in Seattle. But at the time I was living in like a boring, quiet suburb outside of Seattle because that's all I could afford. And I've actually had multiple neighbors murdered. That's a whole nother story. I mean, this was like probably the least likely place that I would have thought that would have happened. And apparently multiple of my neighbors in my building called the police because they heard a gunshot. I was up getting ready for work, and I actually wasn't even listening to any music that morning, I remember, which was kind of weird for me. And Harley was there. We didn't hear anything, which is kind of concerning. But apparently all my neighbors could hear that one. And yeah, anyways, that's my story. Those are my stories. Kind of spooky. Hope you guys are doing great. Thanks so much for making this podcast. I love you both dearly. And don't shit your pants.
Whoa.
Whoa, all of your neighbors are dying.
Gosh, some serial killers think they're really smarter than everyone else. And let me tell you, we were immediately on to you. Immediately on to you. I'm screaming in my apartment, but nothing was happening. And then all my neighbors were mysteriously dying. Excuse me.
I don't know. I didn't hear the gunshot.
Yeah. I guess my hand is sort of burned and covered in a gunshot residue.
No, you're not a serial killer. You're
Also,
a nurse. You're the opposite. You're a nurse.
Yeah, no nurses have ever killed a bunch of people.
No.
There's never been an angel of death. Never.
Never. Wow.
Also, what does Keith Morrison always say? Like, in a quiet bedroom community.
Yes, yeah. Where nothing like this would ever happen.
The place where you can leave your doors unlocked until that September.
Whoa, dude. I can't believe that door in the morgue. How dare they design it that way? The bodies aren't going to get out.
No.
So put a handle on the inside.
I guess much like the closets in your rickety old hotel room, they want to make sure they stay closed so that the bodies don't. Also, how gross to just be like, throw a body in a refrigerator. That's our modern day solution.
That's how it works. It's been working for years.
Putting things on ice is such a funny way to deal with a dead body.
I know. I know.
You won't know this because I'm sure you didn't watch the seasons of Real Housewives of New York with Tinsley Mortimer. But Tinsley Mortimer has her beloved family dog, or maybe it's her dog, maybe it's a family dog that dies.
Oh.
And they put it in their freezer because they wanted her sister to say goodbye to it before they had cremated.
They put it in their freezer where they have like pizzas and stuff.
They're like, she's in the freezer. They're like, why is she in the freezer? Because it was just like, because we wanted Emily to see her. Like, it's so funny.
Oh my God.
Like, she's annoyed that people think it's weird. She's like, it's not weird. We like to say goodbye.
Wow.
Oh, the Hat Man, though.
Hat Man, that's so scary.
I know. Oh.
When being like kind of half awake, half asleep, like I wonder, was it because I've had dreams where I've been like screaming either out of fun or out of fear or out of anger.
Fun, fear, and anger, all three at the same time.
Hey, my three favorite F's. And where it's like I wake up from it and it felt so real where it's like I had to have been heard. Like I had to have been heard, but I haven't been.
And then you go around to like Gilly and Mono and you're like, so neither of you heard me screaming for help?
So none of you like heard me screaming with laughter because I was on a roller coaster, or screaming for help, or screaming a lot of curse words at somebody who's a piece of shit? Huh? None of that? You haven't heard any of that? So I wonder if it like felt so real,
right,
but was like coming out of that state of like,
yeah, that kind of like
I guess the dog heard. That cute French bulldog.
Oh my God.
Good Lord.
Good. I mean,
send a picture if you want.
Send a picture of your dog.
Wow.
Are you just gonna Google French bulldogs now?
Yeah, sorry, I gotta go look at a bunch of French bulldogs. I'll be right back. They're so cute.
They're so cute.
They're
so cute. That's why someone took them from Lady Gaga, shot Lady Gaga's dog walker.
That is so nuts, dude.
What a bad society where those dogs cost so much money that you need to steal them. You don't need to steal them, guys. None of us need to steal the dogs.
Nobody needs to steal anything. Any dogs.
Well,
I have a story pulled up.
Oh, you have a story? Who gave you that story?
Yeah.
How'd you get it?
From you!
I blocked you out of the accounts. There's no way.
Marcy sent me a couple of stories.
Betsy has no idea how this podcast gets made.
No, I have no clue. I have no clue.
She's in another
I don't even
country.
know half the time we're recording one. I'm just like, let me just read you these stories. Marcy.
Literally, you left the country, didn't bring a microphone or your glasses.
God, I was not.
You don't know when you're
prepared.
coming back. You have
2 pairs of pants in a very cold climate. I forgot. I didn't bring my mittens because I was like, I'm not gonna be here for
Wait,
long.
what was the funny thing yesterday that you were talking about? You bought a bottle of water.
Oh, and my hands started freezing, and you were like, okay, because I was like, I bought a bottle of water, and my hands were so cold, and Marcy genuinely goes, they should really like invent something for that. Like for your hands being cold. And I thought, I was like, well, yeah, I forgot. And then Marcy goes, oh my God, they have invented that. They invented gloves to keep your, like Marcy blew her own mind. I thought it was a bit.
You thought
And
it was
Marcy,
being like, oh, Betsy, you're so
sarcastic of like,
No.
well, maybe they should invent something to keep your hands. And you didn't sound that way. I just thought it was a funny, like, hey, yeah, you got me, dude.
I was literally thinking of a bottle holder, though, not even the hand part. I was like, and honestly, they have koozies. That's a thing they have too.
They do have koozies. They have bottle koozies and hand koozies. Gloves.
And I don't think I'm really stupid, but every now and then I'm like, this old thing up here, truly Jello. It could fall right out my head. I wouldn't even notice
Jello.
it.
Yeah, don't bend your head too far over either direction.
If my ear holes get any bigger, done for. Slip, slide. Okay.
Uh-oh. Okay, I got one. You ready?
Oh.
Ooh, and here it's kind of on theme.
Ooh.
This is called a pranking poltergeist in a haunted hospital.
What the heckies?
What's going on? Okay. Hey, ladies, love the show. I've been listening for a couple years now and finally have decided to write in with a couple of stories. Hopefully, this doesn't end up being too long. It won't.
Whatever.
Thank you for sending it in.
Yes.
I'll start off with a little background info. I, like my father and grandfather, am a union electrician. This is important because my dad would spend his nights when I was a kid teaching the trade to apprentices in the schoolhouse so often he wouldn't be around until later at night. This also meant that every so often he would have to go to a conference in another state to get the most up-to-date info for teaching in the school. When I was about 13 or so, my dad was gone on one of the aforementioned trips. Another important bit of information is that our house had 3 bedrooms, 1 downstairs, 1 upstairs, and 1 in the master bedroom. The master bathroom was my dad's bedroom, and we hardly ever went in there unless we were cleaning or taking toiletries up there. Suffice it to say, while he was gone on his trip, nobody set foot in that bathroom. Okay. The night my dad gets home, he asks the family what happened to the top shelf of the cabinet above his toilet.
Uh-oh.
We were all confused, but he goes on to explain that the whole shelf, including everything on it, was missing.
Missing?
The whole shelf was missing. This is a funny prank. I might do this to Gilly. How funny to take a whole shelf off.
That reminds me once when I did a Disney World college program. They put like just a bunch of random people on. It was like a 3-bedroom apartment. There was 6 people living in it. So everyone shared a room. And as a prank, we took one of my roommates' beds and put it behind the couch. We even
That's
decorated it. Like her room was decorated, her side of the room. And then she came in and we were like hiding. I thought it was so funny. And she goes, "Why would they do this?"
Oh my God, that's such a funny, incredible reaction.
Why would they do
Why would
this?
they do this? That is so funny. Why would they do this? I love that. Good reaction. That is so funny.
She did not ever think it was funny.
Oh. Okay. So the shelf is missing. A couple weeks go by, and it's the night before school starts up again. At like 2 a.m., my dad wakes me up, angry as all get out. He drags me downstairs, the whole time accusing me of playing some kind of prank on him. We get down to the living room to find that sitting on the coffee table, as if it had never been touched, was the shelf and all its contents. Perfectly folded towels and a couple of smaller items. Oh, so it's like a big shelf. To this day, my dad thinks I played some kind of prank on him, but I can surely tell you it was not me.
That
wow.
is so strange.
Where was it that whole time? That is so strange.
Did I forget? Are there other siblings around, or?
I don't.
It doesn't say, right?
Feels like it, but I don't know.
Okay.
Wow, that is so weird.
Wow.
Okay, now for the scary one.
Oh, fug.
As I mentioned before, I am an electrician, but this story takes place when I was still an apprentice. I was working in an old hospital in downtown San Antonio, and when I say old, I mean it was founded in 1903, so pretty freaking old.
Yeah.
The hospital is made up of 2 buildings, the old building and the new building. At the time, I was working in the basement of the old building. where the morgue is.
Morgue.
Yeah.
It's a smorgasbord.
It's a smorgasbord. Marcy. Let's write a book called that where we just go visit morgues.
Yeah. And
We
just
rate the best morgues in the United States.
this one had the best sandwiches.
I do love that in so many like comedy movies and horror movies. Like if you go into the morgue and the morgue person is like just pounding a sandwich while they're like drilling a skull open. It's a funny bit. Okay. So then they continue of like working like right around the corner from the morgue.
Okay.
We were renovating some office space, and in that particular moment, it was just me down there by myself with a cart full of tools and a small ladder laying on the ground next to it. I had my back to a hallway where the cart was, and at the other end of the hallway was a sub-basement / maintenance storage area. About halfway down the hall on the right is a set of stairs that leads up to the exit. The cart is between me and the stairs. So I was working on trimming out some outlets when I hear this sort of creaking sound behind me. Of course, because I'm already creeped out, I look around and find nothing. So I go back to work trying to focus on not being scared. About 10 minutes later, I hear another creak, this time louder. It sounds like my ladder opening up. I look around again, sweating now. Again, I find nothing. I get back to work, very nervous this time, constantly looking back to see if something happens again. After about 20 minutes, I'm done and am ready to move to the next area to work. And as I turn around, I stop dead in my tracks. What I see when I turn around is not only the ladder, but all the tools and materials on my cart levitating like a foot off the ground and the cart.
What the fuck?
That's too wild. As soon as I turn around and see this, it all comes crashing down with a sound that echoes through the halls of the basement. I book it for the stairs, knocking over the cart in the process, and sent my journeyman down to get the tools when it was time to leave. When he asked what happened, I told him the whole story, and his response was, "Then I better not tell you what happened in the library on the third floor."
What?
Which was not what I was expecting at all. He goes on to explain that while I was doing the work in the basement, he was up in the library replacing some light fixtures. The library was closed at the time for renovation, so he was the only one in there. Rather, he was supposed to be the only one in there. While he was up on a ladder, he saw a woman walk down one of the aisles of books. Alarmed, he comes down the ladder and goes to find her to explain that the library was closed. He looks around for a bit, but can't seem to find her. He almost gives up, but when he turns around, there she is, perusing one of the shelves like she's trying to decide on a book. My journeyman starts explaining, "Hey, ma'am, you can't be in here," when he notices she doesn't have feet. When he looks back up from her missing feet, she's staring right at him and begins to scream louder than he thought she should be able to. So he booked it this time. That's when he came downstairs and found me waiting for him at the top base of the basement stairs. Anyways, thanks y'all for reading my stories. I hope you didn't shit my pants. Love y'all.
Shit their pants.
My pants are so full. I do have to say, I am squeezing my little mic so hard. Like, as I was reading this, I was like, ow, my fingers hurt because I was gripping my teeny mic
I see you.
so hard. That is so scary.
That is terrible.
All of it's horrifying.
I think I interrupted you when you were saying their name, right?
Oh, yes. Toutan.
Toutan. What a cool name, Toutan.
Toutan. Thank you, Toutan. My pants are filled with dookie. That's wild. All of it. The library ghost? That's so Ghostbusters.
Yes. That's exactly what I was thinking, yeah.
Screaming loud. Oh.
Ma'am.
Ma'am. Be quiet. It's a library, ma'am.
Ew.
Dude.
That's disgusting.
It's so nasty. And it is just like, renovations happening.
Yeah.
Spooky, man. Stuff happens when renovations happen.
Yeah.
A hospital. Spooky, man.
Yeah.
Stuff happens in hospitals. Ow, my fingers.
You really have.
My fingers hurt.
I think
They
should invent something to hold microphones.
They should.
But you have headphones on, so like they should actually invent a headphone mic stand.
Hey, yeah, come on.
And I'm not talking about a clip for a lav mic. That's not what I'm talking about.
That's not at all.
Because we want it away from Betsy's body so that it doesn't make like brushing noises, right?
Right.
Someone get on that.
Whoa, that really
was
got
touting the scariest stories.
Really scary.
Truly.
I wonder if there's if more stuff has happened because of like renovations. Is it
also like with their dad having the full shelf missing? I was like, something's going on. Like that is such a big paranormal happening, right?
Yes, yeah.
That it's like, what's going on with you?
What's going on with you, huh?
It's like my therapist said, I'm not going to say that you attract narcissists, but
I mean,
you do find yourself dealing with them.
I know. And that is just
same with the freaky paranormal.
Same with freaky paranormal. Like, what's going on?
Betsy, your hands are bleeding from squeezing that.
I squeezed so hard.
Maybe that's not.
I got so scared. I was squeezing so hard.
Maybe your hands are hurting. Switch hands.
Okay. Does this sound good?
That hand can hold it the same. You gotta put it on night. You gotta stick it out the window.
I gotta put it on ice or it'll disintegrate.
She held it so tightly that it crumbled into ash.
I was getting so scared. Now my hand is ash. It's in an ashtray now.
You're gonna have to do some compress on it. All right, so mine is entitled Trickster Spirit in My New England Home.
Okay.
And my is all caps, in my New England home.
How dare they come to my New England home?
I'm sorry. Do you think this is old England where you can just come into people's homes? No, not here. It's mine.
No. It's New England.
Newish. It's the newer of the Englands. There's a place called Newest England. Did you know that? No, because there's not. I'm lying. But we should do that.
Let's start a place called Newest England.
Newest York.
Newest York.
Newest Hampshire. Okay.
I like that.
Hi, Marcy and Betsy. I started listening about a month or so ago and I'm slowly catching up. Currently in the COVID era of episodes, which has been amusing in multiple ways. Being a future listener, being a future listener. I've had a few silly, goofy things happen, but there's two in particular that happen more so to my family that involve me in some ways that feel more credible than things I personally experience that I want to share. So here goes.
Nice.
The first wacky occurrence was a few of my mom's things disappearing and being found in places that made no good sense. That is happening in this episode.
Wow. Okay.
I think these parents are going into fugue states. Fugue.
Fugue. The answer? Fugue.
For a while, I was
family fugue.
Family fugue.
hosted by Steve Harvey, of course.
And it's just a bunch of people who don't remember where they are. And he's like, survey says, and they never get any of the answers right because they don't know what's going on. They don't remember anything that's ever happened in life.
I would watch Steve Harvey host that for sure.
This is a sidetrack, but and this whole episode has been a lot of chatter, but
we're excited.
We're excited. When I lived in New York, I feel like I read a few different articles about different people who like wound up being found after a fugue state.
Oh my God.
And I was like very like hyper fixated on people having fugue states.
It's so just fascinating of like, what is going on?
Like someone would like find someone like in a river, in like the East River, and they wouldn't be dead, and they'd take them to the hospital and they would know nothing about who they were. And then like it would take like weeks. They'd put like, you know, like this is a person found. And then finally their family would be like, that's my cousin. And then they'd be like, I don't know who you are. And it would take weeks for their memory. If you know, it would take weeks or longer for their memory to come back.
So scary.
Fugue. But Family Fugue is actually very funny. And maybe
is this your cousin? No.
I don't know. Is your name Sarah? I don't know. Survey says it. We surveyed your family. They said it is.
That's how they learn who they are again if they go on Family Feud. Are you a teacher, a librarian, or a chef? I don't know.
I don't know.
You surveyed your family. Family says chef. Oh, okay.
Oh, should we apply to Saturday Night Live with this one sketch and just really push it hard?
Yeah, we should apply. Apply.
We go to NBC.com, toggle down to jobs.
Employment.
All right. I'm so sorry to this person.
No, I love it.
Okay. So a few of Mom's things disappeared, found in different places, right? One of which was her bag that she takes with her almost everywhere. She usually left it on a sort of high bar chair that stays by her door, but one day it just disappeared and was found inside the couch somehow. No one claims...
Inside the couch?
I wonder, in the stuffing?
Whoa.
Or probably just in between pillows.
Yeah.
No one claims to know how it got there. The more egregious one, though, was when her phone disappeared the next day. My mom tore up the house and couldn't find it anywhere and had to borrow my sister's phone for the time being. It wasn't until the next morning when I woke up to get ready for work and, like anyone would, open the fridge to figure out breakfast and saw her phone in the fridge in a bag of deli meat.
What?
I felt like I was being...
What?
That's honestly fucking disgusting.
That is so... Because also it's like, well, now I don't want to eat the deli meat.
Of course you don't eat the deli meat, Betsy. That wasn't you. Of course you don't eat the deli meat. Maybe someone got the phone wet and they forgot. They couldn't remember if it was rice.
Rice or deli meat. Rice or wet deli meat.
Well, now, I guess I'll pick out the parts of the deli meat that didn't... Because phones are so dirty. We bring them into the bathroom.
Phones are disgusting. What the fuck,
deli
man?
meat isn't much better.
And deli meat's nasty to put on a phone inside. That might be the grossest thing you could put a phone inside.
We've talked about
Deli
people
meat.
eating food in morgues in this episode, and I'm so much more grossed out by a bag of deli meat with a phone in it. Disgusting.
Same. That is really fucking me up, man. I'm bummed. I don't know if I'll be able to make a sandwich for a while, you know?
Oh, I felt like
phone in deli meat. Okay.
Just so wet and slimy. Honestly, you could tell me you found a phone in your own ass crack and I'd be like, well, you could wipe that off. But the deli meat.
Same. But deli meat, I'm like, this is fucked up, man.
You have to get a new one. Okay, I felt like I was being pranked and didn't know what to do with this information immediately. Like, do I leave it here for her to find? Do I take it out? It's too early in the morning to wake her up, so do I take it out of the fridge and leave it on the table for her to find when she awakes? No. I got a text from her later on asking where I found it, and luckily, because I didn't think she'd believe me, I did take a picture of where and how I found it and explained. And even as I was explaining, I was like, there's no way she's going to believe this. But she was more happy to have her phone back than concerned about how everything went down. Fair enough, I guess, LOL. What makes this more strange, though, is when I was on my walk home, I was listening to a BCC episode. Shout out to Bigfoot Collectors Club. And it was, and as it was ending, the guest, who I think was Marcy, was asking the boys if they have seen stories of people having objects disappear and reappear in strange places, literally as I was walking up to my house. Needless to say, the synchronicity was not lost on me. Oh, wow.
Wild. That is wild.
And that was probably like my first time with them.
Right.
When I was like, who are these men?
Who are you? We're going to be friends.
I feel like you're all a little too nice and attractive for me to trust you. They're all handsome.
Do you trust them now?
No. Tall, handsome, nice men? Get out of here.
Get out of here.
No,
Get
they're very really, truly though. I was like, when I meet people who are very nice and like, I'm like, what is this?
What's going on?
What is this?
What's your fucking deal?
What's your fucking deal? What are you trying to pull over on me? But the more I get to know, the nicer the more genuine and nice they are. It's crazy.
Yeah, they're good. They're good.
I will say this. If you ever do listen to those guys and think, I wonder if, because, you hear stories. There have been some like scandals in the podcast communities about people who ended up being not so good.
Right.
But I feel like I know friends and family of some of these folks, and genuinely better than you think even.
They're really great.
Yeah. Lastly, this happened not too long after, but my mom, I love this mom and it being in New England. So they really did take some of the aspects of old England and made it new again.
They really did.
Yeah.
Mitch says mom.
Mom, that's true.
And he's like Quincy.
Yeah.
He's very New England.
Tell his address.
Which one, Quincy or L.A.?
L.A. Give it both. Give them both. I was just texting with Mitch this week.
Yes.
But my mom was coming home from her job. She's usually away for a few days, and I heard her come in and thought to myself, I should probably go and say hi. But I stayed in my room in a call with some internet buddies and figured I will in a bit. But my mom and I, from my room, I can vaguely hear my mom and sister talking amongst themselves as I'm with my friends. At some point, my sister knocks on my door and asks if I had just come out of my room. I had not. I've been in my room the whole time, but she proceeds to tell me that they heard the door open, which, mind you, is a very loud door because the house is pretty old and creaky, and both heard me say hi. And my mom even turned and saw me. Again, I was in my room the whole time and didn't hear any of this. What? So the conclusion I came to is my thought form of wanting to say hi to my mom spawned a doppelganger to just go and do that for me, I guess. LOL.
What?
Needless to say, we have some kind of trickster hanging around, which, considering my sister and I dabble in the paranormal occult interests, doesn't really surprise me. In fact, I welcome it. It keeps things interesting. Haha. Thanks for taking the time to read this. Love the pod. Yessi.
Whoa. That is so, like... Wouldn't that be awesome to just be like, oh, I want to go say hey, but also I'm like busy right now. Like,
yeah,
go Go say hey real quick, and then like, what do we think that's so interesting?
I was gonna say like a tulpa, but it's almost like a form of astral projection too, or
right.
Really weird.
That is so like the thought of like, oh, I should go say hi. Oh my God, that's really blowing my mind. That's cool.
Very cool. What a strange.
And what if it is like you know, a little trickster spirit or something? Like, I wonder if there was like, oh, I know you want to go say hi. I'm gonna go say hi for you.
Yeah, right after I put this phone in this deli meat.
Please stop with the deli meat.
No.
Mom, I made a really good sandwich and I ate your phone. And it was really good, and now Subway has phone sandwiches.
Mom, your sandwich is ringing. You got a text message on your sub.
You want me to reply, or you got it? You got it.
What a strange. That is a very strange going. That's very strange goings on. Very strange goings on.
Very strange goings on in New England.
In New England. All right. Should I play another listener story?
Yes.
Okay. Here we go.
Hi, Marcy and Betsy. I love your show. I've been listening for about 2 years, and I actually credit you guys with my spiritual reawakening. So thanks. I used to be somebody who was very much in touch with the invisible world and meditated all the time. And then I took about 10 years off. And listening to you guys about 2 years ago just kind of sparked some stuff. I won't tell you about all that because it's kind of boring. But I will tell you about a actually more spooky and exciting story from 20 years ago now, when I was actually 16 years old. I was on my own, traveling around the country with some hippies. We went to the Rainbow Gathering in Utah that year. And don't worry, everything turned out okay. They were good people, a couple years older than me, not too much older, and I was fine. At some point during the Rainbow Gathering, I had decided I was no longer going to be trying any pot or mushrooms. I didn't try any mushrooms, but I was offered plenty of pot, and I stopped because I would have such crazy hallucinations every single time. So I was stone cold sober, 16-year-old. That's probably a good thing. And we left the Rainbow Gathering at some point, went to an island out on the Puget Sound so we could pick mushrooms and just make so much money. We get there and everybody's like, oh, well, it's not going to be mushroom picking season for another 6 months. So what do? We make camp in the forest and start to wait. I did not stay the whole 6 months. Life definitely happened, but we did have a whole encampment out in the forest in this island. And of course, the same old story. Everybody's always talking about Indian burial grounds. It is Native American land, of course. But the spookier thing, I think, is that there was these old abandoned army camps from the World Wars, like everywhere. Just a lot of weird energy. And I was really tapped in. So I would see mostly plant auras. That was not people auras, but I was always seeing plant auras that would look like either displaced space or like green neon. And in this forest that we were camping in, I would see these neon webs in the trees, connecting the trees. And I never told anybody any of that. It was just my little weirdo experience, and I kept it to myself. Well, we did have a pretty nice setup for a camp. We had a couple of couches underneath a couple of tarps, close to, our fire pit. And we were pretty darn close to town. We just had to walk through a construction site that wasn't active, but something was happening there, where they were digging into the earth, and there were like these big, just open to, I guess, a sewer situation. I don't know, but these big open holes that were spooky. They were spooky to be around, and that we would walk by to get to town and all the things. So all of us are hanging out in town, and I decide I'm going to go back to camp early, and I go back to camp, and I'm alone there. And now somebody had started a fire, so I wasn't completely alone, but I had said goodbye to them. So they were not around when this happened. So they had started the fire. They went back to town for something, and I was just sitting there on the couch staring into the fire. And I'm sitting on the one side of the couch, not in the middle, and the entire couch lifts up about 3 inches and then bop, just drops straight down. And I got up and I ran to town so I would not be alone there anymore. I don't know what it was, but there was a lot of weird feelings in those forests between the green neon webs and the, bicycles and other things that the trees would grow around and envelop. An interesting spot and a spooky one. Don't shit your pants.
What the fuck, man?
That is so wild, to just do as a teen, to go live in the forest.
Whoa, dude. I was thinking the whole, I was like 16. No way, man.
No way. Couldn't
No
handle
way.
it.
I need Tony Hawk Pro Skater. I need that video game every single day of my life.
I would need toilets. I guess they had maybe in those like old like camps they might have had them.
Yeah.
But like seeing the aura, that is so. And then why is so much levitating happening in this episode?
I know. That's so true.
Yeah.
I wonder what that's like to be so connected.
Yeah.
And plant auras, that's a fun way to be connected.
Yeah.
Seeing plant auras.
If you start thinking about it too hard, and that like maybe every living thing has like a sort of consciousness and like an aura, it could bum you out real hard.
Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah. Yeah.
If you pick off a leaf, florists are serial killers.
Oh, come on. The wind is serial killer.
Yeah, but like they're just chopping them. They're growing them to chop them up.
I know.
And we just let them die.
That's fucked up. Marcy, don't think about it,
Day was a
Marcy.
couple weeks ago. Oh my God.
Marcy, don't think about it. Don't think about it, man. If this were in person, I would slap you.
Again, you are white knuckling. I see the knuckles of you gripping.
I'm scared. These are all scaring
You're
me
scared
so
of the
much.
forest. Oh, the
I'm
levitating.
so scared of. I am. That forest sounds spooky.
Yeah.
And I'm scared of the idea of going and living with a bunch of hippies.
Yeah.
Too scared.
Also, like, I just love the idea of
woods.
being like, let's go forage for mushrooms in a few months, but let's stay here. Like,
Yeah. Mushroom season isn't for a long time. We'll just stay here and see what's up.
stay here.
Okay, great.
Wow.
Great.
Wow.
Okay,
Wow.
I got a not so scary story.
Okay.
Because the title is A Not So Scary Story About My Grandma.
Okay.
Let's see what's up. Hi, Betsy and Marcy. First, let me say that I forgot that I'd wanted to remain anonymous in my first email, so it was a lovely surprise when you read it. One of my cats is named after a root vegetable.
Okay.
So did we say your name or not? I don't know. But I won't now.
Honestly,
Today
if you keep teasing us about anonymity, but not telling us until it's too late, we'll never know.
We'll never, ever know. Today, I'm writing to tell you a story about my grandma. My grandma passed away a year and a half ago, and she would have been 100 years old this September.
Wow.
Cool. I was gifted my Grammy's autograph book from her time serving with the Canadian Women's Army Corps.
Cool.
Whoa, or the CWAC. And I decided to share a few pictures from the autograph book on my Instagram. I should have known better because although serving in World War II was one of the greatest honors of her life, she was a private person. Later that night, I was looking for her autograph book and I couldn't find it. I looked everywhere for it and my anxiety kicked into overdrive. Had I somehow lost it somewhere despite never taking it out of my apartment? So, feeling well and truly chastised, I apologized to my grandma and promised that I wouldn't do it again. 5 minutes later, I went to check again, and her autograph book was right where I'd left it. I swear it wasn't there the first time I checked, and while I'm not sure if it was paranormal, it was so typical of my grandmother. Love the pod. P.S. I apparently haven't learned from my mistake as I've attached the pictures I shared to my Instagram to this email. Sorry. Goodbye.
Okay, well, we won't share it because we've already put you on blast.
Right. Oh, wow. And there's some photos of this autograph book. That's cool.
Oh, I'm looking at it.
That's
yes.
wild. Especially grandma being a pretty private person to be like, how dare you put my stuff on that stupid platform?
Also, gotta say, might run in the family if this person's trying to be anonymous.
Might run in the family. Yes, yeah, spot on, Marcy.
Oh, I definitely did post I looked up the email and I definitely did post the kitties.
Funny, cute.
Yeah, sorry about it.
Sorry.
You gotta tell me not to.
You gotta really tell us what to do in all of these situations. We don't know.
Although I think, cats kind of all look the same.
Yes.
So it's really hard to to be like, oh, because I'm looking at these cats and they're like gray cats. And so it's like being like, it's a brown haired man. Like, good luck.
Yeah. Good luck. It's a man between 5'7" and 6'2" and has brown hair. Okay, man.
Go find him.
All right.
But that's really funny, though, that like grandma was like, oh, if you're going to put me on blast, then I'm going to hide my shit. Okay.
I'm taking it away from you. I'm taking it away from you. Don't you put me on blast.
All right. I'm going to read one. Let's see if I got a little shorty.
A nice little shorty for
you. Okay. All right. This one says spooky spears and a random hat man appears, and that rhymes, and I appreciate that. Spooky spears and a random hat man appears. Hey,
that rhymes, Margie. You know it rhymes.
Hey, Betsy and Marcy. Hey, so many Y's. Here's a couple of stories from my time living in San Francisco a few years ago.
San Patisky.
Pampatiku.
We love San Patisky.
Oh, dim sum, eat it. Don't get robbed. There's a gate and it's golden, but it's red. Don't know why they call it the Golden Gate. Is it because of the Golden State? Figured it out.
Oh, there it is. I've never thought of that.
Got it. Okay.
There it is.
My friend in college lived at home with her parents in the Bay Area, and they had recently moved houses. I went to go check out the new digs one weekend. I'd never been to her old house, but she would often stay overnight with me and my roommate in our condo when she lived there because it was apparently hella haunted. So
Whoa.
I go to the new house and she shows me this room of her mom's collection of tribal weapons from the specific ancient tribe she was obsessed with. Question mark there.
Wow.
I don't know. I remember the room smelling a lot like the Pirates of the Caribbean ride in Disneyland,
Yep,
which
we know that smell.
oh my
exactly,
God.
dude.
I buy it as cologne, which could potentially be disturbing based on what I'm about to tell you. The room was full of these dark painted weapons, tools, boxes, and baskets. It was all very interesting, and I picked up a box, and my friend was like, that's a baby's coffin.
No.
I immediately put it down. So I make a comment on the dark paint, and she tells me it's not paint. The tribe painted all their belongings with the blood of their enemies.
It's blood.
In the words of Jordan Peele, nope. Ew, you picked up blood?
Oh, you picked up a baby's coffin, a baby coffin that was painted with blood.
That's worse than the deli meat. That's worse than the deli meat. I do think it's worse than the deli meat.
I don't know. I think phone and deli meat might still be worse.
It's a toss up. Okay. So this brings me to the reason why her family and her moved out of their old home. She told us often about how the old house statues would move by themselves, and she always
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Pirates, yeah. Ho, yo, ho, ho.
Yeah, the statues would start chasing each other in a circle.
There were just like some 3 little pigs in mud. Oh, so the shadow. Okay, the old house statues would move by themselves, and she always saw shadow people darting in and out of places.
No.
There was a couch in her TV room she refused to even sit on because she always spotted a shadow person peeking up from behind it. And yes, the bloody weapon collection was also in this home.
There we go. Oh, no.
I got a pain in my chest. I could be having a heart attack about that couch thing.
The couch thing is such a bummer because it's like, all I want to do is relax on this couch and watch Traitors. That's all I want to do. And this shadow person is messing up my good time to just chill and watch Phaedra be funny.
Phaedra, my favorite villain in the world.
God, she's wonderful.
So good. She can do no wrong while she's doing a lot of bad stuff. I love her. So despite all that, the family lived there for quite some time until her maternal grandfather was on his deathbed in the Philippines. Her mom wasn't able to travel to say goodbye, but apparently his last words to her aunt who was with him as he died were, this is all caps, "Tell my daughter to get out of that house."
No. Oh my God.
He had never been in the house before or even knew about the spooky happenings there. The family moved shortly after that. Now, I don't want to outright blame the room of blood-painted weapons and baby coffins on the haunted happenings of the house, but I mean, it couldn't have helped the situation, right?
Right.
Makes me grateful my mom only collected creepy porcelain dolls, which I thankfully don't have any spooky stories about. My second is a classic Hatman appearance. I used to live in an old house in San Francisco that was built in 1925. I had the back room of the house, which in those old houses used to be the room for the nanny or storage. So my room was connected to 2 other bedrooms, which I had to walk through to get to the rest of the house. Luckily, I lived with my best friends, and they were both very chill with me walking through their rooms often.
Yeah.
I would absolutely
have to be.
I would hate this so much.
Yeah, that would be really, I would feel so bad. I would just constantly
Yeah, I'd have to pee.
like, can I walk through your room? I'm so sorry.
Yeah. On the last night I lived there, I woke up in the middle of the night and looked up at my door to my friend Steven's room. The door was open, which it never was in the middle of the night, and a tall shadow figure of a man with a distinct wide brim top hat leaned forward, looking in at me from the dark room.
No.
Now, Steven is a tall guy, so I thought it was him messing with me and verbally said in a very annoyed tone, "What?" And it slowly stood up straight and vanished. The next day, I asked Steven why he woke me up, and he said he didn't, but he thought it was strange when he woke up before that his door was open. Before me. He woke up before me that his door was open. Ew. They wrote ew. What's most gross about this is where the Hatman was standing would have been right on the edge of Steven's bed.
Oh, no.
Nasty like a nightgown. Steven was moving with me the next day
Nasty.
Nasty. Steven was moving with me the next day to LA. So we both decided it was the ghost or whatever in the house saying one last goodbye to us. Kind of sweet, but I could have done without it, to be honest. Love the show. Oh, and I was brought here via Too Scary Didn't Watch. Spooky ladies be getting spooky ladies. We love to see
that's
it.
where
Christina.
Nasty Nightgown comes from.
Nasty nightgown.
Nasty nightgown.
Nasty like a nightgown.
Conjuring. They wear a lot of nasty nightgowns.
Ugh.
Whoa.
That's really I gotta say, like, keeping a bunch of blood weapons. Big choice.
You gotta
big choice.
You gotta put them somewhere else. You can't have them in your living space.
And I also just think that's not like for your everyday collector. You know, that's just not for everything. You know, it's just not.
Right.
Woof.
Big woof.
Deathbed. Get out of that house.
How? Oh, that is so wild. Where it's like, wait, that's the last thing you want to say. I guess though he was on his way and he was like, wait a second, I just got
hold up.
clear view.
Yeah,
we gotta get her out of that house.
Absolutely, do move. Yes, please.
You have to move. You have to move.
Oh, what?
Deathbed message. You gotta move.
Absolutely, and they did. So good on them.
Yeah, good. I'm glad.
These were great stories today. Great.
These were so good.
We appreciate them. We appreciate you guys.
We really do. We do. This is all. We always just have a good time.
I know.
Reading and listening to your stories.
Having a dang old blast over here.
Yeah, dang it. Gosh darn dang it.
Gosh darn dang it. All right, Betsy. I think you really got to go ice your knuckles now. They're just positively swollen.
Doing fine. No, I'm doing fine.
Crush. Thank you guys so much for sending in your stories. Keep it coming.
Woo, yeah.
Bye.
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much for listening to A Funny Feeling.
If you have a paranormal experience that you would like to share, please send us a voice memo, or you can email us just a letter at funnyfeelingpod@gmail.com. I'm Marcy.
I'm Betsy. And don't shit your pants.
That was a HeadGum podcast.